Fight a bank heist of 2006, February 21st. That's Spike's birthday. Hola.
21st, 2006. A UFC fighter on the brink of international stardom finds his way into one of the most sophisticated and successful bank heists in world history, hitting a Securitas depot in Kent, England with a 7-man team of armed professionals, making out clean with a record-setting 53 million pounds. But with a score of that magnitude came a level of heat that was equally record-setting. And the international man...
You come up that much bread, ain't no way in the world they not gonna be hunting you. 53? Shit, you lying to me?
For MMA legend Lee Lightning Murray began. Lee Murray was one of the first great UK MMA prospects to make a name for himself and his country. The son of a British mother and a Moroccan father, Murray grew up in a rough neighborhood on London's East End. And by the age of 14, he was already an amateur criminal, running a small crew with his best friend, Paul Allen. The gang was also heavily involved with drugs, working with Nigerian drug dealers operating on the East End, and the gang also facilitated backyard brawls, of which Lee Murray dominated. His aptitude for violence stemmed from his abusive father, and Lee Murray found his confidence after snapping and laying it on his dad, knocking his own father out cold. He had natural ability, finishing hundreds.
Imagine being like, that gotta be crazy. Like, your son knock you out. Like, now you in the crib, nigga, your son telling you what to do now, nigga. Nigga knock out his pops, he's like, yo, go get that. Get the remote, man. Pass me the remote. Nigga wailing on pops in the crib now. Ain't no respect in the crib. Yeah, I'll make sure my son can't never beat me up. I don't give a fuck, nigga.
Hundreds of fights with a bomb of a right hand. In between doing time in juvie and frequenting boxing and kickboxing gyms, Murray had serious aspirations of one day joining the up-and-coming promotional organization known as the UFC. And by the time Murray reached adulthood, he would hold an MMA record of 3-0, quickly making a name for himself within the niche UK MMA scene. And in the winter of 2000, Murray headed to the US to work on his ground game, where Pat Militic, a former junior college wrestler and 5-time UFC champion, opened a gym in Iowa, and aspiring fighters came from all over the world to train, and Murray was one of the few who stuck it out. Fighting at middleweight and standing 6'3", Murray had the perfect frame for mixed martial arts. UFC legend Robbie Lawler, who trained with Murray at the time, even stated that Lee Murray had world-class punching power. And in the spring of that year, Murray made his American debut.
See, I ain't gonna lie. When I was 16, my pops was in jail. So I'm kind of glad because, like, you know, once you start getting to that age, 16, 17, like 15, man, you outside and shit, pops can't really tell you shit no more. They could be almost ready to go there with him. Feel me? So I know at 16, me and my pops, he would have talked crazy. We definitely would have fought. So I'm glad he was in jail. Like, I ain't gonna say I'm glad he was in jail. That sounds crazy. But yeah, I would have probably tested him. I probably would have tested my pop's jaw back then. No kizzy.
Through an MMA tournament in Wisconsin called the Extreme Challenge, facing 2 opponents in one night, fellow amateurs Chris Albandia and Joe Dorkson. And his groundwork paid off as he stopped Albandia in the first round via submission. But during his second bout of the night, the more experienced Joe Dorkson issued Murray his first loss via submission. His ground game had improved, but he still had much to improve upon. Having spent all his money on training, Murray returned to the UK. He continued to train on his own, and over the next 2 years, Murray padded his record and hit 7-1 before his big breakthrough fight versus Pele, sensationally knocking out Pele in front of a home crowd in London, England. And the hype from this fight reached the desk of none other than Dana White. And to further his case, in July of 2002, Murray attended a UFC fight and after party in London. And by last call, Murray found himself squared up with none other than Tito Ortiz. Ortiz threw a left hook, to which Murray stepped back and countered with a straight right, putting Tito Ortiz to sleep.
Oh, he beat Tito? I know Tito. Online. He knocked Tito out?
With none other than Tito Ortiz. Ortiz threw a left hook, to which Murray stepped back and countered with a straight right, putting Tito Ortiz to sleep. After knocking out Tito Ortiz, who was the light heavyweight champion of the world at the time, Lee Lightning Murray was signed by Dana White and made his UFC debut against Jorge Rivera in Las Vegas on January 31st of 2004. And in the first round, Murray stopped Rivera. Although he failed to get the knockout, his submission victory was a middle finger to all of his critics who claimed Murray only had a right hand. And during his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, Murray had his sights set on Tito Ortiz, and everyone wanted a piece of Murray.
But, you know, there's another guy in this place, Lee something, Murray something guy, I don't know, but he's next on my list of... Are you calling out Lee Murray? I'm just telling you, he's next on my list of Brits that I'm gonna kick the crap out of.
What? I bet.
Is he here?
I bet.
This clown got on.
Despite his stock soaring sky high in the UFC, his next fight wouldn't come until September of 2004, as Murray was arrested in connection with a road rage incident that left a middle-aged motorist in a coma. Murray was therefore denied a visa to travel and work in the United States. Murray lied to the UFC, informing them that there was some type of error, and the UFC worked around the visa issues by placing him on a card of a cage rage event in London against none other than Anderson Silva.
Hold it down, both of you. Hold it down.
Okay. Anderson Silva might kick that in the face.
Fucking it up!
Okay.
Where's your mate Pele? Where's Pele?
He's
Pele! Down!
That nigga said, fuck the fight. Where's Pele? Fuck the fight.
That was hard.
The bout was scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Murray's 8-1 versus Silva's 14-2. And the two men went to war.
He's rocked Lee Murray and follows it. Silva looking for the takedown. Murray picks him up. Lee Murray. Both men just trading blows. One of Murray's taking a triple. Anderson Silva's taking a double. Scraping on his feet. And he hurt Lee there. He hurt him. He really used to hurt him. Good takedown. Both men to their ground. 3 rounds later. I think it's Silva.
Despite his loss, going the distance with Silva was a win in the eyes of his fans. And still set on a warpath, Lee Murray was dead set on finishing Tito Ortiz once again in a sanctioned fight, leaving no doubt.
Tell us your thoughts on your former street fighting opponent, Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz? Tito Ortiz? If he was to fight me, I'll fight anybody. I don't care who they are, what they've done. Oh, Tito's standing up!
The road rage case was later cleared by a judge, after a jury failed to reach a verdict. However, Murray was still unable to get his visa, and he was soon put on another card in the UK. And when he wasn't in camp training, he was out partying. Such as the night of September 28th of 2005, when at around 3:15 a.m., while attending a birthday party for his actress friend Lauren Pope at the Funky Buddha nightclub, a major fight broke out involving Murray. And during the scuffle, Murray was stabbed repeatedly.
Yeah, niggas not fighting you, stupid. I was about to say that. Yo, it's crazy. I wish I didn't hear him say that, because I was about to say, niggas is not fighting you, bro. The fuck you think this is? Niggas is not fighting your stupid ass, nigga. You on UFC going crazy, beating niggas up. Niggas is not fighting you in the club, bro. Niggas know who you is, bro. Niggas is fucking booming you, nigga. Or they gonna poke you, bro. Niggas is not fighting you, bro. You professional fighter. Why are you in the club trying to fight niggas? I knew he got. I swear to God, I was about to say, nigga gonna kill him. He's surprised niggas ain't. I'm lucky. I'm surprised nigga ain't kill him.
It broke out, involving Murray. And during the scuffle, Murray was stabbed repeatedly in the chest, puncturing a lung and severing an artery. He was taken to a nearby trauma center and underwent emergency surgery, where he coded for a total of 4 minutes. But miraculously, doctors pulled him through. And despite making it through such a thing alive, the man he was before had truly died. Everything he worked towards, and everything he knew and dreamed about for his future, was gone in an instant. Lee Murray would never fight again at another.
Come on, bro. Come on, my nigga. You know what you had going for yourself, bro. You trying to be beat up on people. Like, come on. Now look, you had to go rob a bank. If your ass ain't fucking get chefed up, you would have never robbed the bank. Well, you probably would have, but you probably wouldn't have. You probably still would have been fighting.
Elite level.
Not today. This is 2004. It's 10. Oh, he's an old head now.
His injuries destroyed his body, and the skills, the technique, and conditioning that made him one of the most prominent prospects in the UFC were gone. All that was left was the dog. And back to square one.
He still beat a nigga ass, but
Lee Murray.
Professionally, he'll still beat a nigga ass. Yeah, he beat one of our asses, so but nigga that ain't. He ain't probably ain't beating me. I'm a big nigga, but I'm saying he fucking niggas up still, but not at a professional level. Yeah, I don't think nobody in the world could beat me, so that's why I'm gonna say that. I don't think nobody could beat me, but he'll still fuck a nigga up. You just can't get in that ring. Nigga, lungs collapse, you ain't never gonna be the same. Your lungs collapse, trust me. This shit happened to me. Your lungs collapse, you a whole different nigga after that.
The violent dog
all that
returned
energy
to crime.
running, all that's over. Get to that money.
Jag var på väg hem, det var mörkt och dimmigt. Jag gick förbi kyrkan och jag kände mig iakttagen.
Teaming back up with his childhood friend Paul Allen, the two men put together a crew and began to plan the heist, drafting a reputable team of European criminals. And together the men devised a plan that would go down in the history books as the largest heist ever committed in the world during peacetime. And the target, a Securitas depot in Tonebridge, where Barclays outsourced the distribution of money to a subsidiary management group managed by Securitas, operating a non-stop 80-person staff split across 3 shifts. Translation, 25% of the cash that fueled London was in the same spot. The facility was surrounded by CCTV cameras and strategically placed between 3 police substations. And with that level of security, the planning took months, beginning with a gang member by the name of Amir Haisena, who interviewed and got a job at the depot as a security guard. He wore a camera on his belt and recorded and reported the layout and activity within the depot during his shifts. Next, the gang focused their attention on Securitas Depot manager Colin Dixon and orchestrated a tiger kidnapping to abduct Colin Dixon in one location and his family in another and force the man to comply through the collateral of his family. The gang sourced police uniforms and hired a prosthetic makeup designer by the name of Michelle Hogg, who altered the face.
Niggas is too smart. Niggas is too smart, bro. Yeah, this is some real planning. Like, motherfuckers don't be playing this shit like this. They just fucked up. They 57 million ain't going unnoticed. Yeah, 57 million ain't going unnoticed. You go get caught robbing that much money. So is it worth it?
Facial appearances of the gang members who would pose as police officers. And by orders of Lee Lightning Murray, on the evening of February 21st, 2006, Dixon was traffic stopped on his way home and kidnapped at gunpoint. Simultaneously,
that's gangster. Niggas act like police, pulled him over. Pulled him over. Niggas act like police, pulled him over and kidnapped his dumb ass. Yeah, this shit gonna go. This how it's
Another
going
group
down.
of kidnappers abducted Dixon's wife and child from their home. The teams rendezvoused, and Colin Dixon was reunited with his distraught wife and child, and could either let the robbers into the depot or see his family or himself seriously harmed. And with a loaded gun to his head, Colin Dixon made the right choice.
Be a hero.
The gang arrived at the depot in 3 separate vehicles. Dixon and a solo gang member, dressed as a police officer, approached the pedestrian entrance. Dixon rang the bell, and the control room security guard opened the door without asking any questions. The gang member, posing as a cop, overpowered and subdued the security guard. And without being asked, Dixon pressed the button to open the gate to allow the gang's box truck to enter the property and stage at the loading dock. Once the truck was parked, 7 men entered the depot, armed to the teeth. Wearing balaclavas and paintball masks, the men were armed with handguns, shotguns, AK-47s, and Scorpion submachine guns. And Lee Murray carried a stopwatch and verbalized the lapse time minute by minute. The men rushed in, ordering Securitas workers to the ground. Dixon handed over the keys to the vault at the orders of Murray. The 7 members of the gang began to fill the truck with extremely heavy quantities of cash. And nearly 35 minutes later,
Just imagine walking all that bread into your van. You like, yo, we lit. Look at that shit. Nigga, that's money. I'd be like, yo, we lit. Niggas cleared that shit.
The gang began to fill the truck with extremely heavy quantities of cash. And nearly 35 minutes later, the gang had stolen 17 cages and 3 supermarket trolleys full of cash. And having ran out of room, the gang left behind 154 million pounds and disappeared into the night, making out with a total
Them niggas left 154 million.
score of 53 million pounds. The staff workers were left locked inside the empty cash cages, buying the robbers 3 hours before Dixon's small child could finally squeeze through the bars and phone police. Shortly after, police arrived, and the media was in shock of the amount stolen, and the story went worldwide.
And what will they do next?
We're gaining valuable forensic evidence. We're developing intelligence on a range of suspects at the moment. The morale on the investigation team remains very high, and I remain confident that we will both catch and convict the people responsible for this.
The police scrambled to identify and locate the robbers, but the media attention alone wasn't the type of heat the robbers could have anticipated, and was the beginning of the end, as rumors immediately poured in that UFC star Lee Murray had somehow been involved. And on the following day, the UFC star Lee Murray beginning alone wasn't the type of heat the robbers could have anticipated.
Like, how did they know that he was involved? Like, somebody had to snitch. Like, if they all had masses on this shit, like,
and was the beginning of the end, as rumors immediately poured in that UFC star Lee Murray had somehow been involved. And on the following day, police located all 3 involved vehicles, abandoned with discarded evidence connected to the crime scene. After running the plates of one of the vehicles, on February 25th, police raided the home of the registered owner, Leah Russia, finding video surveillance of Dixon's home and plans of the robbery within. And not even 10
they think this shit fully through, because why is your car even connected? How is your car connected? Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with people?
On February 25th, police raided the home of the registered owner, Leah Russia, finding video surveillance of Dixon's home and plans of the robbery within. And not even 10 days after the robbery occurred, 5 people were charged, and everyone started to talk, including the prosthetic makeup artist, Michelle Hogg, who flipped on everyone, pointing the blame at Lee Murray and Paul Allen. And police geared up and raided Murray's residence. But Murray was nowhere to be found, as Murray and Allen fled the country and found asylum in Morocco.
I'm out of there with that bread, nigga. Yeah. That's how you do that.
Because of his father's Moroccan lineage, Murray was recognized as a Moroccan national, and Morocco has no formal extradition agreement with Great Britain. Not only was Lee Murray a free man, but he was a free and rich man, dumping millions of dollars on an exotic Moroccan mansion. And regardless of how flashy or how much attention Murray was drawing to himself, Murray and Allen were under 24-hour surveillance by Moroccan authorities. And after 5 months of living the good life, on June 25th, Murray and Allen and 2 other Securitas Depot robbery suspects were shopping at the Mega Mall in Rabat when they were surrounded by Moroccan authorities. A fight broke out, and Murray and his crew beat the living shit out of the Moroccan police. Eventually, the 4 men were overpowered by other incoming officers. All 4 were arrested for offenses linked to the Securitas robbery, as well as additional Moroccan drug offenses that were committed in country. Moroccan police effecting the arrest were beaten so badly that a Moroccan judge added a charge for which he described as beating and humiliating members of the Moroccan police force. A total of 8 gang members were convicted.
I told you, you still beat a nigga ass. I told you. Look, you done fucked the police up. I told that nigga still fuck some shit
robbery, many of which are serving life in prison. Michelle Hogg, who testified against the gang, will forever look over her shoulder as it's openly reported that a £7 million contract remains on her head.
Whoa.
Lee Murray, the prominent UFC prospect, was officially charged and convicted for the heist and sentenced to 25 years in a Moroccan prison, where he remains today.
But he took a knee. Lee Murray, both men just trading blows. That's what Lee Murray's taking a couple, Anderson Silva's taking a couple, and they move to ground. Good stand up by both men. That's what the crowd wanted to see there.
He be home soon though. Shit, 2006, nigga. The fuck, nigga, that's right here.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more mini documentaries in the works, and you don't want to miss them. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you.
Yeah, I mean, shit. That nigga be home soon.